In this video, we will talk about the time tracking functionality in LSP.expert. You can track the time you spend on each job to know your performance, so how much you translate in an hour, or to invoice your client based on the time you spend on the job. To start and stop tracking your time for a job, simply click on the little clock next to the job in the list of jobs. When you start tracking your time, you see the minutes and the hours in real time. To stop tracking your time, just click on the little clock again and the minutes disappear. You can see the total time for a job when putting your mouse on the clock. You can also manage your time for a job in the Time Tracking tab in the job. Here, you can add, edit and delete time entries. When a time tracking is in progress, there is a red dot in the menu. When you click on it, you see on which job you're working and how much time you've been working on it. You can also stop the tracker from there. To show you how you can invoice a job based on the time you spend on it, let's create a new job. It's an article of 1000 words from English into French for Microsoft for Monday. We want to invoice this in hours, so we have to say that it will be a time-based invoicing in the job. Because it's the first time we invoice based on the time, the system asks us to define our unit for the time-based invoicing. We will use hours. This is something you only have to do once, of course. Then we can start working on the job while tracking our time. We won't wait for the time to pass here, so I'm going to add 2 hours manually in the Time Tracking tab in the job. The estimate for the job is 80 euro, because we already defined an hourly rate of 40 euro for this client. If you haven't worked in hours for this client yet, the estimate will be 0, and you will have to define your hourly rate. Now, let's invoice this job, so you see how it is in the invoice. We select the job in the list and click on Invoice Selected Jobs under the arrow button. And you see in the invoice that we have the time we spent on the job and our hourly rate. You can then have a look at your performance report under the Reports tab in the menu, and you see how many words you translated per hour for the month. And that's it for the time tracking functionality.